it is gonna be about healthy food. Quote unquote healthy, because healthy is always like, I don't know, what is really healthy? And is this really healthy? Is that really healthy? What is healthy? Well, yeah, but there's gonna be more of the intro as always. And with that being said, hello, welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And please check out the links in the description. They are important and they are just pretty fucking necessary for all sorts of things. So please check them out. Please do that. And as you can see on the left side of the screen, we are on the BBC Good Food, I think .com as far as it's .com. .com site, and because I don't know, the thing is, healthy eating for me at least is something that's crucial for a happy life, crucial for a healthy life, crucial for a good life, at least in my point of view. Like, this is my opinion, this is what I think, this is what I believe in, and I think it also helped me tremendously with all sorts of shit. The problem that I'm having with good food, and this is also one of the reasons why I've said quote unquote healthy, a problem that I'm having with healthy food is, what is healthy? You know, a lot of people consider chicken or meat not being healthy. A lot of people say, well, it is necessary, it is something that's important, and it is a healthy protein and shit. Something that I think we all can say is that veggies, fruits, healthy fats, which means not necessarily from meat. So I think I'm always just mixing them up. So there's two sorts of fats. One is saturated and the non-saturated, even though there's also mono and the other fats. And the thing is, one of them is good and one of them is bad. I always mix them up. So therefore, I'm also not gonna say anything, because the chance is 50-50 that it's gonna be wrong, and I do not want to just take that risk, kind of. I think there are just some things that we all can agree with, and I do just want to point out some meals and some things that you could be cooking, which are, 25 minutes is not that long. 25 minutes for a healthy meal is really not that long, and I really heavily believe that we all are having the time for 25 minutes, unless you're really, really busy and high in stake, corporate employee and stuff, like, then I can understand it. But especially if you're just really stressed out, and especially if you're having a stressful day, then I think just having a healthy diet and just eating healthy meals is something that's even more important, because they keep you going. If you just eat McDonald's shit all day fucking long, then you're not gonna have as much energy, you're not gonna be as happy, I think, and you're also not gonna be just as competent. At least this is really what I believe in. Like, I don't want to say like this is kind of the general truth. There might be some studies, there are probably also some studies that are saying kind of the exact same shit, but I still do want to kind of be a little bit distant from things. So the first thing is actually a chicken satay. I think it is satay, isn't it? Satay, an Indonesian and Malaysian dish. Satay. It's actually satay. Salad, I'm sorry. It's gonna take you 15 minutes of preparation and 5 minutes to 10 minutes for cooking, which adds up to 25 minutes. And it looks actually pretty great. Like, it is a salad, it is chicken, which is, I think it is good. I think it is fine. Not every day, and I do also believe that that these are definitely some things that you have to think about yourself or on your own, in terms of like, okay, something that I've recognized is that when I'm eating just, meat in general, like several times a week, then I'm not feeling really good. If it is like just every single day for a week long, I really am not gonna feel good. And this is also one of the reasons why I'm just not trying to do that. I've actually not been eating any meat for like 1.5 weeks, I guess, maybe even 2 weeks, which is kind of rare, because there is always gonna be some meat just in the week, whether it is just some bolognese sauce or whether it is actually meat, just meat, as a steak on Sunday or something, for a great Sunday dish, But yeah, anyway, the things that you're gonna need is 1 tablespoon of tamari, which I think is a spice, probably. 1 tablespoon of medium TSP is teaspoon, I'm sorry. 1 teaspoon of medium curry powder and a quarter of a teaspoon of ground cumin. Then a garlic clove, clear honey, skinless chicken, and so on. I don't actually want to read the fucking list there. I'm going to link everything down, I guess, or at least this link to all these dishes. But yeah, the first one, the chicken satay salad. But you could also look that up for yourself or on your own. There's actually a little description. Marinate chicken breasts, then drizzle with a... Oh, it is like how you're gonna do this. And I'm actually gonna read that. Marinate chicken breasts, then drizzle with a punchy peanut satay sauce for a no-fuss midweek meal that is high in protein and big on flavor. High in protein and big in flavor is always a good thing. Then the next one would be actually linguine with avocado and tomato and lime. I'm not eating any pasta since... is it actually raining? Please don't rain. It is fucking raining. Kind of a fucked up thing. Because the whole day long it was just really beautiful. And then when I just tend to or think about going outside and actually I need to shop some groceries, kind of, because and yeah, not that nice if it is raining. Actually, really not that nice. But it's which leads me to walking instead of just riding my bike, which could also be a good idea. Well, anyway, so I don't need any pasta, but I would still say linguine with avocado, tomato, and lime. It sounds good, and it seems to be quite of a good thing. And it is also just vegetarian, which is something that I also heavily believe in. So I do not, as I said, just actually adding to the point that I made before. Like, I think meat or eating meat every single day is not going to be the best thing, or it's not also going to be the healthiest thing you can be doing. At least that's how I am actually. How my body is functioning and all those things. Yeah. The next one is the pomegranate chicken with almond couscous. Something that I do have to point out is that I don't know if it is bulgur, if it is actually called like that in English, I don't actually know, or if it is couscous. I guess couscous is clean and nice and good, but I think bulgur is only, or is it something else? I don't know. Like there's one grain that is only kind of wheat, and that's quite it. And as I've just recognized that, and it actually is some kind of a superfoody thing, some trendy thing. As I've recognized that, I've been like, well, it's just wheat, and wheat is not kind of the best thing, but yeah. Prawn and harissa spaghetti. I don't know what prawn is. What is prawn? A marine crustacean which resembles a large shrimp. I really like, in German you actually call them Meeresfrüchte, which means fruit of the sea, basically, or sea fruits. Or you're actually calling them in English as well, sea fruits, or frutti di mare, if you would be speaking Italian as well. I like that. I really like that. I also would say that shrimps are, as far as I know, not that high in fat, even though as I'm thinking about it, I kind of tend to just giving it more of a fatty thing than it is a just lean thing. But I think they're pretty lean, compared to something like salmon and some shit. They're probably going to be quite lean, probably going to be quite good just in terms of that, but just they're going to anyway be quite good for you. Nutty chicken satay stripes, steak and broccoli protein pots. I do wonder what a protein pot is, what they consider a protein pot. But I do have to say, like, all the dishes that we've had a look at, they all look pretty good. It is actually raining. Like, it's actually heavily raining. Well, which makes my whole room a little bit dark. I hope that's fine. Should be fine. And there's some light there, so... Anyway. These protein pots feature steak with a tasty Japanese twist, served with whole grain rice and a zing. What's a zing? Zestfulness, appetite, relish, gusto, eagerness. A zing of sushi ginger. Rustle them up in less than 20 minutes. And again, some meat, which is not... I'm not that big of a fan of that, but I do have to say, like, broccoli, really nice, really, really nice, also in terms of protein, even though you're not going to be able to consume so much broccoli that you would, I think, even notice that, because I guess, like, 100 grams of protein, 100 grams of broccoli is, like, I don't know, some protein, but I think it it adds up. It definitely adds up, but you're not going to be able to eat so much of it. Spiced carrot and lentil soup. I do honestly have to say that I really love soups. For example, I've recently been eating a pumpkin soup. Yeah, pumpkin soup. And even though it's, I think, been pumpkins, carrots, and I think there's also been tomatoes, not tomatoes, but potatoes in there, which is something that I not really like to eat, since it's 100 out of 100 on the GI scale, which is like, yeah, not not that a good thing, but it's workable. But it really is such a nice thing, because the pumpkin is kind of sweet, then the carrot is kind of sweet, and then the other shit, for example, the onion, because I think there's also been onion in there. It's also, unless you're just taking a red onion, it's not that of a sweet thing. It's more like a spicy thing, which is also quite nice. But I have to say, like, it looks really good. A delicious spicy blend packed full of iron and low fat to boot. It is ready under half an hour, or can be made in a slow cooker. I do wonder how you're doing this. Actually, only 5 steps. Heat a large saucepan and dry fry 2 teaspoons cumin seeds and a pinch of chili flakes for 1 minute, or until they start to chum around the pan and release their aromas. Scoop out about half with a spoon and set aside. Add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 600 grams of coarsely grated carrots. Okay. 140 grams of split red lentils and 1 liter hot vegetable stock. This is, by the way, something that we're not having in Austria, as far as I know. As far as I know, there's no such thing as chicken stock or vegetable stock, like in a package. Like, we're not having something like that, which is, I guess, on one hand, it's probably like not too bad, because like it's also not like the healthiest thing you can eat and shit. But on the other hand, I do have to say, like, it's, unless there is some shit in there like sugar and those things, it's not that of a bad thing, I guess. And after the vegetable stock, milk to the pan and bring to the boil. It's actually bring to the boil. It's milk to the pan and bring to the boil. Well, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 1 liter of hot vegetable stock and 125 milliliters of milk, which I'm, by the way, also not a fan of, because I believe, oh my fucking god, I wish I could actually show you, but I can't. I might just take a shot, might be editing it in then. Well, I'm actually taking a selfie right now. Well, you can't see that much, I can see a lot, but with the camera and shit, but it's actually heavy raining right now, which is not bad. It's fine. Oh yeah, anyway, coming back to the episode, coming back to what I'm actually going through. Simmer for 15 minutes until the lentils have swollen and softened. Whisk the soup with a stick blender or in a food processor until smooth, or leave it chunky if you prefer. Then season to taste and finish with a dollop of plain yogurt and a sprinkling of the reserved toasted spices. Served with warmed naan breads. Breads? Is it breads? Breads. Yeah, why not? Why not? A soup, even though I have to say, like, soups are great, especially if it is like some sort of a fatty soup, or some sort of a creamy soup, like this one, or as like the pumpkin soup that I've eaten. But yeah, I don't know if you're gonna be if this is gonna fill you just a lot. Well, anyway, fresh salmon with Thai noodle salad. Also, like, all of these things, they are just pretty great. But something that I've been really interested in is the Egyptian, is it Egyptian? Egyptian? I think it's Egyptian, isn't it? Excel, like Egyptian. Well, anyway, give salad a shake up with an Egyptian-inspired recipe that combines fava beans with egg and the rich flavors of tahini, garlic, lemon, and cumin. By the way, I could, because I am gonna cook myself something today, because I haven't eaten anything up to this point, but also not something warm, and I would have normally just gone with just like what is it, barley, because I really love barley, and it's also really fucking healthy and also really fucking cheap compared to rice. It's a little bit more expensive, because I think you're getting a half a kilo of barley in a half a kilo package, by the way, because they're only having half a kilo packages. So I guess that if you would be buying like, I don't know, 10 kilo packages, then of course it would be like way cheaper in the end. But I think like it's one euro, like 500 grams. And I do think that 500 grams of rice, it depends on whatever rice you're taking. Like, of course, if it is some premium rice or if it is some brown rice or shit, which is obviously better, then I don't know, I think it is like $2 or something. Rice, 500 gram. And I actually just, let's take it. Let's see. Sushi rice. Tesco, basmati rice, 500 grams. But I do think, well, In Tesco, it's actually one pound there. Let's actually see what barley is. Barley. I, by the way, hope it's pearl barley, yeah. Even though I have to say, well, okay, it's 55 cents. What is it's pounds, and is it actually cents? Because I don't know if it is like pennies. I actually don't know. Yeah, it's actually 55 cents. The pearl barley. There's also, I think, hull barley, as far as I know. Hull barley, barley, I guess. Hull barley, also known as barley groats, is the whole grain form of barley with only the outermost hull removed. Chewy and rich in fiber, yeah. But the thing is, I do like both. Let's actually compare versus pearl barley. I do want to actually see, because I am myself interested in it. What is the difference hulled versus pearl barley? Is hull-less barley the same as pearl barley? Probably, yeah, because if there's no hull, then Cook's Illustrated. I hope it is actually illustrated. Would be amazing. Not like, well. With increasing interest in whole grains, hull-less barley is cropping up more frequently in supermarkets alongside pearl barley. While the variety of barley used to produce pearl barley has a tough and inedible hull that must be polished off, a process that wears away most of the bran and germ beneath. A different variety of barley is used to produce hull-less barley. Its hull is attached so loosely that if it falls off without abrasion, leaving the bran and germ intact. When we prepared hull-less barley, blah blah. The bottom line is, while it shouldn't be used as substitute for pearl barley, hull-less barley has a firm texture and nutty flavor that makes it a great choice for grain sellers. And well, it's actually the same, isn't it? Kinda. Types of barley, the whole grains console. Types of barley, there we have barley growing in a field. Hulled barley, sometimes called dehulled barley. Hull-less barley. Barley grits. Barley flakes. Didn't know, by the way, that there were barley flakes. Barley flour. Pearl barley, not a whole grain. I'm eating most often only the pearl barley, because like, even though like I'm always adding some veggies to it, so it's not going to be that of a bad thing. Pearl barley has been polished or pearled to remove some of all of the outer bran layer along with the hull. If it is lightly pearled, pearl barley will be tan-colored top photo. If it is heavily pearled, barley will be quite white. Heavily pearled barley will be quite white. Bottom photo, most of the barley found in the typical supermarket is pearl barley. Although it is technically a refined grain, it is much healthier than other refined grains because A, some of the bran may still be present, and B, the fiber in barley is distributed throughout the kernel and not just in the outer bran layer. Pearl barley cooks more quickly than whole grain barley, even though, like, I think this is a huge point, since barley takes you 25 to 30 minutes to cook, which is something, which is really something to then consider if you're actually gonna make it or not. And if you think about like just the whole one, so the whole grain of it, it's gonna take you an hour at least, I guess. So I mean, it's more cooking time, unless you're just soaking them into water overnight or something. Then of course you can reduce the cooking time, which is good. Prawn and salmon burgers with spicy mayo. I don't like mayo, and I also don't suggest mayo. I think it is just some sort of an unnecessary shit thing. So yeah, but you know, my taste. Chicken skewers with tzatziki, Thai green pork lettuce cups. These look great. Thai green pork lettuce cups, omelette pancakes with tomato and pepper sauce, chicken fattoush. What is chicken fattoush or fetish? Fetish. This healthy Middle Eastern salad topped with sumac sprinkled pita bread is a quick and easy lunch or supper. Okay, I see. Mashallah frittata with avocado salsa or salsa. Seafood tagine or tagine. Use a frozen mix of fish and shellfish to make this Moroccan stew served over a zesty almond couscous. Almond couscous, like this sounds really nice. Like some nutty flavor, nutty couscous. I also like just peanuts in my thing. I know what it is. Actually, I'm seeing this quite often in Asian food, especially Chinese food that you're getting from just the Chinese restaurant, that some dishes are gonna include peanuts inside of just the meal, which is not that common, especially in Austrian kitchen. Like it's never ever the case actually, as I'm thinking about it. Like, but you know, we are only eating schnitzel and some shit, kind of. Like it is heavy in meat actually, like schnitzel, and you're gonna have I don't know what it is called. Like it's a braten. I know it's just basically a piece of meat, and you're just then slicing it down like a slice of it, and then serving it. But it's pretty good, you know, and a lot of like burgerish thing, even though the burgers are gonna have some bread crumbles outside of them, and you're gonna just still fry them. They really are good. Like you have meat in the inside combined with bread and breadcrumbs on the other, and on the outside you're having breadcrumbs, like it is the case with schnitzel. I actually don't know if schnitzel is like English. How to make schnitzel? I do wonder. I really wonder. Pork schnitzel recipe, like yeah, authentic German schnitzel. Even though I do have to say, like this sort of schnitzel is called Wiener Schnitzel or Viennese Schnitzel or Vienna Schnitzel, or however you're actually pronouncing it. So basically, it is like an Austrian dish. By the way, let's actually look that up. Schnitzel origin. Schnitzel, German Schnitzel. Yeah, slice. Does it actually come from slice? I actually didn't know that. Where does schnitzel come from? Originating in Austria, the bread schnitzel is popular in many countries and made using veal, pork or veal, I don't know, chicken, mutton, beef or turkey. It is very similar to the dish escalope in France, tonkatsu in Japan, and the Milanese of Italy. Yeah, actually, Milanese or Milanese, piccata Milanese actually, which is actually a pretty interesting dish, but a really good one. Even though it's, you know, I'm not gonna eat it any longer. It is spaghetti with schnitzel basically, but the schnitzel is not gonna have a breadcrumb crust, but it's gonna have I think it's only flour and an egg, as far as I know. I think so, yeah. It's only flour and egg, but it's really good. But I do wonder what escalope is, or escalope, however you're pronouncing it. I don't know. You know, it's probably wrong since it's French. Actually the same. The exact same thing. And even though they're saying like escalope de voix, I think it's actually de voix Milanese or Milanese, whatever. And also takatsu or tonkatsu, yeah, tonkatsu in Japanese, which apparently is quite the same, yeah. But only served with rice and sauce and stuff. And not really breadcrumbs, but they are more like, I think more grainy than I just know it from schnitzel, you know. But yeah, anyway, I think that this is gonna be the end of the episode. So I wish you the best health, wealth, happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're going to remind yourself and you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy and basically means just being a nice person and then being remembered as a nice person. Yeah. 3 other questions that I'm having for you are, why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea. And with that being said, I hope that you're going to have a good day. Please consider subscribing if you want to. And yeah, gonna see you. Bye. At least hope. And when my just software isn't breaking down once again, I hope I'm gonna be fine. But I'm just in the meantime gonna have a look at my snaps, because I'm so popular. Like I'm actually having a lot of snaps, but I don't open most of them, which is something that I don't like, by the way. Don't like just not getting any answers and shit. Not a good thing. Don't like that. But, I have to wait. Yeah. I do wonder why it is the case. I actually don't want to cut it. Because I'm talking right now. But I do wonder why it is the case. It is always just breaking down. At the end of the episode, when I'm clicking on it, when I'm just trying to quote unquote activate it in software terms, actually. Apparently, it's the case. But yeah, I know it is what it is. Sometimes, But the thing is, it's not breaking down, even though iOS says or macOS says like, okay, it's just please force quit it. You can force quit it, but I'm like, no. I know that it's gonna be fine. I know that it's just kind of just having some issues and shit. I don't actually know why. I really don't know why, but in the end, it is fine. In the end, it is good and it is okay and it is great. Yeah. And sometimes I'm actually getting a little bit concerned. Like, yeah, it's not really a good thing if it really just crashes, because then the whole episode is gone and shit.